Welcome back to the Bronx Journal. My name is Delbert Browne. Today we sit down with an emerging recording artist and author. A native of Guyana and residing in New York City, he serves as a mentor to young men of color, has done volunteer work with libraries and shelters, and also was the youngest person to be elected to the DC 37 Executive Board, Local 1407. But today, we're here to talk about his career as an artist. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome Jay-Z to the show. Welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. And yourself?
I'm great. So let's just jump right into it.
Yeah,
So what is your main reason for becoming a recording artist?
Oh my God. Well, for as long as I can remember, I always enjoyed music and art in every form. So growing up, I was exposed to music and all different forms of art. So from that point on, I just had I guess I had a fascination with, just music.
All right, so who are some of your inspirations growing up?
Inspirations, wow. Some of my inspirations, of course, the great Michael Jackson, Luther, yeah,
Who
believe it
doesn't
or
love Luther?
not, Whitney, and Mariah Carey is a good one. Who else? I mean, just to name a few, those four or five, they had the biggest impact on like my vocal style of singing.
Okay, so who inspired you to kind of like start writing your music? Who start like, because you write your own music, correct?
Yes, I do.
All right, so what inspires you to write?
Well, what inspires me to write is, one of the things I said is life. Life is the greatest teacher. Regardless of where you come from, where you're going, I think life and your experiences in life is what drives me to write. And I try to reflect that in my music as much as possible.
All right, so how do you get your ideas from that?
Well, my struggles, my ups, my downs, my ins, my outs. When I'm happy, I'll write something happy. If I'm in a dancing mood, I'll write something that's more, club-like. If I'm in a moment where I'm thinking, then I'm writing something that's very deep, that that people can relate to on a deeper level.
Okay, so does this translate also into your novel writing, which I know you have a couple of books out?
Yes, it actually does translate into the novel Forbidden Memoirs, which I wrote when I was 18 years old, but I did nothing with it until I was probably about 22 years old. And again, that's another thing. It was all not only life experiences, but from reading. I'm a very avid reader, and one of the things that I saw that was missing in a lot of the books that I read, to me, it was very dull, and I think that there weren't any stories that people could actually say, you know what, I've done this, or oh my God, I have a friend like that. Right. So in writing, I like to produce that kind of writing so that people can say, so that they can relate to it.
Okay, so is it safe to say that you don't really have any true like literary inspirations, or do you look at something like, oh, this is missing something, maybe I should try to fill it in my own little spin or something like that?
Okay, no, I'm not gonna say no, I'm not gonna say that. I think, like I said before, life is the teacher,
right?
And we all have different experiences in life, and what I try to do, I try to take the experiences that I have, or people that I know that they went through, and I try to write about those experiences, to the best of my ability. Right.
So are you working on any current projects right now?
Yes, I'm actually working on so much. I'm actually thinking about going back. I guess this is the fun thing about loving all forms of art. Right. I'm thinking about going back into the studio and working on a third album, which is, I hope to sound completely different from Verses. And I'm also working on 6 other books all at once. Believe
other
it or not,
books.
yeah, I know I'm crazy like that, but I'm the kind of person, I can be on the train, on the bus. If the idea comes to me, I take my phone out. Thank God for technology. I take my phone out and I jot the idea down right away so that I don't lose it. Inspiration comes and goes.
This is very true. So let's kind of go back to the music a little bit. I just wanted to ask you about your drastic changes because, as you know, Hope sounds nothing like Versus.
Yes.
And this next project you're saying that is not going to sound like Versus. What kind of brings about this change? Why do you want to like depart so far from like, you know, the initial album was gospel, this was pop and R&B, and now you're going somewhere else? Like,
who knows? Maybe I might do country.
Okay, well, I
Who
would
knows?
love to hear that actually.
That would actually be fun. But like I said, life teaches us and it takes us down so many pathways and shows us so many different things. So I'm a strong believer that whatever we decide to do, it should always be different. And we are constantly changing. We're always growing and improving. So just taking that into consideration, whenever I sit down to do something, I always change it because I'm changing as well.
Okay, so you bought a video for us today, right?
Yes.
So explain to us and the audience what this video is about.
Okay, first off, this video is, it's basically it's actually an interview. I got a few friends together that, you know, love to film and do different things, and we decided along with the CD, you know what? Why not make an interview? Nobody knows who I am, so it would be a great time to, you know, let the world know who I am.
Okay, so let's go take a look at this video that you have here.
I see you looking at the way I walk. I've been looking at the way you talk. You know I like it when you come around. You pick my heart up from the ground. You sit and stare all day out your window. I like the way your hair and your face glows. The sight of you sets my heart on fire. Didn't you know you're my one desire? I see you looking at me. I wanna make you my baby. Don't turn your eyes away from me. Just tell me how much you love me. Open up your heart so you can see all the love I hide inside of me. I see you looking at me. Look what you're doing to me, baby. Why don't you come and take a walk with me so I can make you my baby? Right by my side, that's where you be. I wanna make you my baby. Show me how much you love me so I can make you my baby. Promise me you won't disappoint me. Love unconditionally, baby. I wanna go with you everywhere you go. Hold my hand, baby, don't you let go. To the stars, to the moon, come and let's fly. With your hand, we can soar into the sky. I wanna make you mine for a lifetime. Baby, by my side, you'll never die. I see you looking at me. I wanna make you mine. Don't turn your eyes away from me. Just tell me how much you love me. Open up your heart so you can see all the love I had inside of me. I see you looking at me. Look what you're doing to me, baby, mine.
All right, so that was a very, very interesting video.
Yeah, I told you.
So you said how many people were there? How many people were at the shoot?
Oh my God, the shoot started at about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Early.
And then I think we wrapped it up maybe about 4 o'clock that afternoon. We had about 7 to 8 people there.
Okay, so what was that? Was that the photo shoot for the album because the clothes was similar?
Yeah, it was the photo shoot for the album, and also the interview was done at the same time. So they turned my apartment into like a studio.
Okay, so you had makeup artists and everything.
Everything.
And
everything.
who did the interview?
A good friend of mine, Dave James.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what was that interview about? Was it about the something similar content or?
Yeah, who I am as an artist, what I like to do, my likes, my dislikes, who do I think I sound like, and
Who do you
what
think
do I expect my how do I expect my fan base to react?
Okay, so you being from Guyana, directly
Yes,
from Guyana,
yes.
how do you think music there kind of influences like your sound? Because you know Guyana is a whole different culture of music, and you have a lot of influence from soca, from chutney. You have everything, and so how do you think that influenced your music?
Wow, that's actually a really good question. I think when it comes to the club genre of music, that's where it comes in because, you know, people from the Caribbean, we love to dance.
Yes, we
we
do.
love to, you
We
know,
definitely
get down
do.
on the floor. So when it comes to that form, I know how to make it pop for that fan base.
Okay, so have you tried using elements of soca or elements of chutney in your music, or do you think you're gonna do it?
That's coming up on the next album.
Okay, that's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to hear. That's going to be interesting to hear. So I'm going to go a little bit off of topic and ask you about some of your volunteer work. You said you mentor young
Yes.
men. What is this mentoring
Oh my God,
program about?
it's this program called the Royal Rangers, and it's the Assembly of God. They actually run the program, and I started the program as a teenager. I was 15 years old actually, and when I started, they just took me and they just put me there and said, you know what, you seem like you would be a great role model, so work with these young men. And I was like, okay. So it started out with 10, and over the next 3 years, I went from having 10 to about 35. You know, one of the things I would do, go to their schools, make sure they're doing what they needed to do in school, socially, educationally, and, you know, any way that I can help. A lot of these young men, they're coming from single family homes.
Okay, so is this only implemented where you live, or is this citywide?
It's actually implemented nationwide, but I was actually the commander for Outpost 174. Big up 174.
And where's 174?
174, that's Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, so how do you think that this can be implemented if it hasn't been so already here in the Bronx?
Well, the first thing you would need is young people who are very dedicated and committed to giving back to their, giving back to the community. That's where it starts. And then you just contact the Assemblies of God, and then they would help you set up something like that.
Okay, so how does that experience inspire you? What does that do for you as an artist?
You know, I never had that growing up. So it was a very good experience to me to experience something like that. And I think what it's allowing me to do, everything that I'm doing, it's for those young men. You know, they can see that regardless of where you're from, you can make a difference in the world. You know, don't let anyone tell you that you can't. It's up to you. And so what I do is do everything and have them follow and do better than I'm doing right now.
Okay, so you're bringing new artists, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so just talk just a tad bit about your political career. So what is this board that you are on?
DC 37, District Council 37. That is the largest public union here in the city of New York. I think they house about maybe 125,000 city employees. So when it comes to, you know, voting and getting the vote out and that kind of thing, a group like that is very important. And being a part of Local 1407, which oversaw all of the accountants and the actuaries of that group,
Right.
I was actually the youngest person there, and it was just a tremendous blessing to be surrounded by people of such intellect and learning from them constantly and improving who I am.
And this permeates through your writing and everything like that.
Yes, public service, it's very important. Yeah.
Public service. So you recommend that to anybody?
Anybody.
So what made you go into that initially?
Because I felt, you know what, I felt like so much is given to me. So much is given to me, and we can't always take. It's very important when we take, we must also give back.
Right.
And for me, that's the way that I give back, because I get nothing. What I get from it at the end of the day is happiness. I'm able to say that, you know what, I helped someone, and at the end of the day, that's the most important thing: helping somebody.
All right, so do you have any advice for upcoming artists or even people who want to volunteer? They don't even have to be artists, like this as human beings. What do you want to say to them as a piece of advice?
Well, if you want to be the best that you can be,
Of course.
the most important thing is to actually get out there and just start helping other people. And once you start helping other people being the best they can be, you will find the best in yourself.
So, so that mentorship and that,
Yes.
so like, how do you think one can get involved in that without like, you know, really just like, you know, going online, well, what can I do? What can I do to help people? Because I don't know how to.
Go to a church, go to a mosque, go to, you know, go to a temple. Wherever there's a need right now, just go. Hurricane Sandy, you know, go help out. You know, find out where you can volunteer and go do it. Start, change a life. You change your own.
All right, that's great. So was you as an artist, getting right back to that, because this is why we're here.
Yes.
How can we find out who you are, listen to your music, get a picture or two? Like, where can we go?
I'm on Facebook. We just as I'm guessing, as you know, we actually just completed a website, jdinc23.com. If you go to that website, you'll find pictures, my music, my books, everything about me you'll find on there. So that's the fastest way to get in contact with me.
And it has email, numbers, and everything.
Everything. iTunes, everything is on there.
Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you, JD.
I
it
had
really
a lot of
was,
fun.
and I am
Thank you.
so glad that you were able to join us on Bronx Night.
Yes, thank you so much.
So we will see you next week on the Bronx Journal.